3 words to describe my BEAM training experience:
stimulating, inspiring,
emotional,
resilient, triumphant, and glorious.
The Black Mental Health Healing Justice Peer Support Training is really the opportunity to get folks together to, number one, focus on Black mental health. It is the opportunity to train community, to reimagine who the healers are in our community, to identify them, to celebrate them.
Teachers, coaches, activists, barbers, nonprofit workers. The training is really kind of to give them that skills and tools, but also give them the background and history to understand how we got to this particular moment as Black people, understanding like the history of trauma, the history of psychiatry.
I'm a recently licensed social worker. I felt like this training would be perfect for me to learn the skills on how to work within that community.
What brought me to this BEAM event today was my level of importance for Black mental health, especially my own mental health. Through my lived experiences, I've had several different mental health encounters, and I just want to understand where I am so that I can be a better version of myself.
We included our own stories and our own healing journeys and mental health practices within the training. It felt very relevant to our own communities and families.
Peer support and community care look like so many things. Sometimes it's pulling up on your niece and nephew when they're having a rough day. Sometimes it's kikiing with your best friend.
It can look like removing that friend from an environment that's hostile and just taking a walk and having a conversation.
It takes the shape of so many things that we inherently already do as community. It's really when we come together and we support each other.
My main takeaway from this training was learning how to be accountable for myself and really understanding how I show up. What does that look like for me personally?
I think our work and our trainings are important because it provides us a sanctuary and an opportunity in a dedicated space to talk about what people often find challenging to talk about.
What does that look like for those that I'm supporting? How can I show up in a way that feels supportive, understanding, non-judgmental, and safe, really?
And so the thing for me is like, how do we give people more tools to take that to the porch, to take that to the salon, to the barbershop, so that they can be able to shift the discourse and establish new norms in ways that actually like help us feel more healed, help us feel more supported, help us feel more loved and cared for.
Healing requires recognizing wounds. This is the part 2 of it, acknowledgement versus acceptance.
There were moments where it was fun, it was challenging, it was emotional. I would describe it as an opportunity for growth as we are out here advocating for those that are involved in the justice system, or advocating for our sisters, our brothers, our friends, and our peers.
We need trainings that specifically center Black, queer, and trans individuals because our experiences in this country and our mental health symptoms present differently than other individuals.
You know, BEAM's mission is to really make sure our folks have as much resources, tools as necessary to cultivate healing and wellness. This training really lays the groundwork for people to be able to start doing that work or continue doing that work, or to be reinvigorated if they're doing that work for a long time.
This training is really just the launching point for a larger conversation that, again, has ripple effects in our entire community.
Let's just give a round of applause to all these beautiful and powerful Black people in the space. Come on.
I would love to describe and explain this experience to all of my friends by saying it's needed and it's effective.
Even if you're not a Black person, you should come to the training so that you can learn how to culturally, appropriately work with Black communities.
There has to be space that allows for healing and wellness to be what it is.
If you just try to open your heart and your mind to being better and understanding yourself, then you'll actually put the best foot forward in your own life and your own journeys.
Every day I get to wake up and support my folks. And in the act of supporting my folks, I get to honor myself. I get to be held in dignity. I get to be seen fully. And there's really nothing better than that.